Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be another GOSU Gamers replay sent to me by Lazaros. Thank you so much, Lazaros. I appreciate the games that you sent me. Every single one that I have cast has not disappointed. It's going to be a 45-minute ZVZ here, you guys. I'm not entirely sure why, but we're on Python. Top side of the map, we have the yellow Zerg player. It is s2.pRo. We're going to call him S2. And on the right side, not far away, it is the green Zerg player, Gambler, from the Tsar clan tag. Now, usually, like the vast majority of the time, ZVZs are about 6 minutes, right? They're super fast. Anything longer than 10 minutes is crazy. Anything longer than 15 minutes is insane. Seriously, this is a 45-minute long ZVZ. I don't know why. I don't know how that is possibly the case. But I am extremely excited to see why, right? I know you all are. I've been looking for a longer ZVZ. I found one between In Control and Rush that I threw up a while ago. And it just, I don't know, it turned into, the reason it was so long is because basically one player had it won. And the other one just barely kind of trying to eke it out there for a while. But it was clear who was going to win in the end anyway. I'm hoping this game isn't that, where it's just one person just horribly, possibly not in any position to win at all for, you know, it's 40 minutes. But we'll see. Both players are going for pool first, and as ZVZ, it makes, honestly, a lot of sense to do that. Just, you know, going hatch first means you will probably die to early Zerglings. It's really hard to hold that kind of a thing off. And on the other side, yeah, Overlord Scouting and Overlord Scouting. So both players, there's nothing at all they can hide from the other player right now, as we are just hanging out here on Python. Python is, if I remember correctly, it's just effectively Lost Temple. Just a little bit mixed up here. There is an island base back here you can take, but you have to fly there. You got to get Dropper Lords if you're a Zerg player, as both of these players are. But yeah, GOSU Gamers replay. Again, I don't know what it is about this that is GOSU, but there's always something in here, in these replays, that makes me go, wow. And that's why I like casting them, and that's why you like watching them, I have to assume. Man, that Cool versus Rudy, I think that's what it was, Cool versus Rudy. It was a ZVT, and I saw some moves in there I've never seen before. If you didn't watch that one because you were like, who's Cool? Who's Rudy? I don't like any of these guys. I only watch the best players. Look, I'm serious right now. It's an incredible, incredible match with some stuff you've never seen before. So check it out, Cool versus Rudy. Look at the two drones coming along here for Gambler. Oh, he's going for he was going for a proxy hatch, and then he was going to throw down Sunkens. Okay. Well, it's fun and all, but it's definitely not happening. I mean, S2 here has the high ground. You're not getting through. He's got a drone of his own. Is he going to he's going to try to toss this down anyway. Look at him go. Okay, so he's tossing that down, and Hatchery is coming up with a high ground for S2. Both players have pulled off gas. Oh, there's not even any gas at all for Gambler. Okay, so he's definitely not going for speed. Whereas in the production tab, it's almost done for S2. So it's a contain. It is a very strange proxy hatch contain we're looking at here. All right, it's a good start. It is a good start. I like what we're seeing here from Gambler. He is gambling that this is going to work out, because if it doesn't, he's super mega dead. I kind of like the idea of maybe walling this off with a couple Sunkens, and then taking up to Mutas and just flying across and winning. Honestly, like one Mutalisk would win the game right now. But it is, you're pretty far away from it. You're really worried about these Lings trying to bust up here. In fact, you're making your own Zerglings. Okay, so that's sunken, or that's sunken. That hatch is just about done. This hatch is just about done. This one was first here on the low ground. The one on the high ground is a little bit behind it, but not enough to make a difference, I don't think. Yeah, this is pretty intense. We're looking at 18 to 19 total supply. S2 is somehow supply block. He must... Oh, I think he did like a creep colony trick. I heard a building get canceled. I wondered what it was, and I think it was just him getting up to 18 supply. On purpose? Sure. Having 18 supply versus 17 of your opponent is good, although now we're at 19 from Gambler, so whatever. Is anybody... I mean, this is an absolutely zero gas, super 100% all-in out of Gambler. Is it going to work? I don't know. If it's an all-in that turns into a super long game, what is going on right now? I mean, I don't usually tell you how long these matches are, but it is a ZVZ, and it's incredibly long, and I feel like it's important that you know that early. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Could just be completely out. So that is a Sunken, and that is a Sunken, and that Sunken's actually earlier than the one on the low ground. So Sunken says, get off my front lawn. I mean, that doesn't look very much like a lawn, but it's definitely something that S2 wants to keep clear of the riffraff. So, yeah, that sunken high ground. This sunken can't get anybody up here, can it? I mean, the high ground vision is here from Gambler. He just has an Overlord parked up, no problem at all. Oh, he's throwing up another. Is that sunken? Is this sunken in range of this hatch? I can't imagine that it is. This is crazy. There's the lair. Okay, so S2's going for the lair. Still no signs. Still nothing from Gambler. Nothing from a Gambler. Then, oh, is he going to try to jump? Why would you go down there? Just back up a little bit. There you go. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Just back right up. No problemo. Look at him mining from this base. That's hilarious. Okay, so nothing in range of any other sunken because obviously if it was in range, it'd be hit while it was being constructed. Because sunkens have the exact same range of other sunkens. Surprise. Look at the spire. Yes. Yes. S2's going for the spire. I don't think he needs to worry about much right now, honestly. The lings come up and if there's a run-by attempt here with slow lings, by the way, because there's still no gas from Gambler. He's making another hatch. He's going slow lings sunken until the end of time. What is this madman up to? Crookie. Again, I don't know how, like, a Mutalisk doesn't show up and just win this game. There's no evolution chamber. There's no chance to go for spores. There's no Hydralisk 10, obviously, because he doesn't have any gas. This is crazy. This is a crazy, crazy play right now out of Gambler. How does he survive the incoming Mutalisks? This spire is just about done. S2 will have enough money for about 4 or 5 Mutalisks, which is going to be enough to win the game. He's getting what? Oh, it's an evolution chamber. Wow. For a second, I thought that said spire. I think because I was still clicked on this, and I thought I clicked on this, but I missed. Okay, it is an evolution chamber, and it is a creep colony. So he's going to go ahead and stay alive, at least, with these spores. Spores are excellent anti-air when it comes to anything, including Mutalisks, and especially Mutalisks, because Mutas are really flimsy because they're so fast. And that's the trade-off, right? Things that are fast don't hit very hard, and they're flimsy. Things that hit hard are slow. Ooh, Scourge take down an Overlord. Another Overlord goes down, further supply blocking Gambler. Dang, Gambler's at 11 total supply at 7 minutes. That's not good for him at all. The good news is he's on 2 bases, and his enemy here is on 1 base. So maybe he feels okay about that. You know what would be awesome is just getting drops. That is transporting. Okay, excellent. Just dropping over here and throwing up a base. Your opponent is not doing anything about that either. I'm really surprised there's not an Overlord down this way. Okay, so he's going to shuttle down here a bunch of Zerglings, and they have speed, which is nice. And I think if that happens, there is absolutely no anti-ground defense here at all for Gambler. So I just keep finding ways for Gambler to lose this in the next 2 minutes, but he hasn't yet. So I'm going to maybe try to hold off on those predictions for just a little bit. Look who's getting gas at 8 minutes. Gambler is getting the Vespine gas, everyone. Oh, yeah. These lings are coming home to defend because they're really worried about something like this happening. Totally, totally understandable. Look at all these sunkens. You can't make this much static defense and win, you guys. Can you? Okay, so creep and another sunken already on the way here. These mutas can't do anything about this. There are spores in fantastic positions. There are defensive lings. Honestly, I would just unload and expand here. I would. He's not doing it. He's trying to kill his opponent, but his opponent is absolutely turtling up. And the worst thing you can do against someone who is turtling up is attack into them. Just don't bother. Let them go ahead and spend a ton of resources and a ton of workers on static defense. I don't think this is going to work. I'm just... As I look at it, S2's army is kind of still here, but not really. His mutas are all going to die. There, yeah. And that was perfectly held. Gambler's up to 29 drones, by the way. He has 29 drones and all of these static defense buildings, which counted for a drone. So, I don't know, man. S2 is stuck on 1 base. He has the better tech, obviously, but it doesn't really matter because he can't break a static defense player. At least not without, I don't know, some lurkers or guardians or a lot of mutalisks, which you can't afford to do on 1 gas. I think the better play would have been just go ahead and expand here as he's doing, and then maybe, because you can get out, Expand over here. Expand down to the... I think there's a base right here on Python 2. Pretty sure there is. Anyway, there's a drone. He's thinking about going for a hatch. He can afford it, no question. Why? Why are you going in here with your lings? There are Sunkens defending all the stuff. Okay, it's fine. Throwing away Zerglings seems like a totally excellent concept today. So the Muta's out on the field. They've got map control. Here we go. So drones are moving around. Mutalisk flock is all of 6 right now with 2 more on the way. And generally, he who has the most Mutalisks wins the game. That's generally how this is in ZVZ. But I don't see a Spire. I see a Hydralisk Den, which it's hard to win if you have Hydras versus Mutas. You really need a large number of Hydras for that to work for you. And I don't know that we're going to get there. So expanding top left is S2 and possibly... Okay, just expanding top left and top right now. That's all we're seeing. So he's going for 3 bases versus the 2 base of his opponent. I kind of feel like Gambler is going to be able... might be able to enough to have enough Hydras. But again, look at all the static defense he's tossing up. Zerg players, maybe the way to play ZVZ is just to get a million static defense buildings. Get a bunch of Sunkens, get a bunch of Spores, have a nice day. This is working. I'm just going to say this is working for us today. So how's a big as our Muta flock is question. We are looking at 10 of them. 10 Mutalisks, 5 on each side. 5 times 2 equals 10. Look at me doing math on stream. Gambler's finally going for metabolic boost. He's getting Carapace upgrade for his ground units. Is there any kind of an upgrade for the yellow units? Nope, no upgrades for them, although they just started Carapace. Just kidding, just nope, no upgrades at all from S2 right now. Mutalisk's trying to see, are there any bases we need to worry about? Or that was a bad engagement for Gambler. He sent a bunch of his lings in early. Look at him just sacking all these lings. No, you got to get out of there. I guess, no, he just got speed. He could have run. He could have run back to the safety of these Sunkens, but I don't know. This is kind of a situation where you would want Banelings, I think. It's a StarCraft 2 unit that is splash damage in its ground. You could just show up with like 50 Banelings and just wreck this. All the pieces. That's what you would generally do, I think, in a ZVZ and StarCraft 2. But this is StarCraft 1. The Mutas are fighting against the Hydras, and there's Ling support here too, because there aren't any Lings to support Gambler because he sacked all of them. So yeah, this is going extremely poorly for Gambler. He had a pretty nice lead in overall everything there, but his army's pretty much toast. He has, I think, maybe 3 Hydras, maybe 3 Hydras in his army at the moment. Guess he has a bunch down here too. He could maybe use to try to get up this ramp, but 3 Sunkens at the top of a ramp is a little bit intimidating for even a good number of Hydralisks. So just nothing but Mutas from S2. He feels like what we need right now more than anything are the Mutalisks. Any Gaston come up here, S2? Not really. He's only on 33 workers on 3 bases. And generally, you don't need a huge economy in ZVZ by any stretch, but the longer the game goes on, the weirder this is, and the more the rules don't really apply, I think. Yeah, I mean, the Mutas are just having a great time. Do they have any upgrades at all? None whatsoever. So the Carapace is done. Wait, hold on. Okay, Carapace is not done, but +1 missile is complete for Gambler. This Mutaflock is high enough. I think they just go in here and just wipe this out. Honestly, wiping out this base would be a big deal. Keeping your opponent on the 2 bases that they're on would be pretty nice. He is going for Flyer Carapace, which is excellent for Mutalisks. You do want to get that upgrade before you go for attack upgrades for Mutalisks in ZVZ. Muta's trying to make sure there aren't any bases being snuck around. I mean, this one counts as a sneak, right? And honestly, if you're S2 here, I kind of feel like you just want to expand a couple more times. I mean, maybe make a round or two of drones. Make sure that you are fairly well saturated in all of your bases. And then just expand here, expand here, expand. Again, there's one down here that you can't see, but it totally exists. Because by golly, do you guys like Fog of War to be turned on? And not just Fog of War. I guess that is Fog of War. So is this Fog of War where, like, he's already knows what this terrain looks like, but he hasn't been here for a while, so he's seeing what's there now? Or is this Fog of War where it's all totally black everywhere? Because that's the trick. In StarCraft 2, the whole map is technically revealed, but Fog of War is on, so you can only see the stuff that the players see. Anyway, this is enough comparison to StarCraft 2 for now. Let's move on from that. Hey, did you know that I have a podcast? It's a weekly podcast called the Falcon Paladin Hour. It is a weekly discussion with myself and Somicron as we talk about things like video games, TV shows, books, magazines, more movies, I guess. Why did I say magazines? I don't know. But this muted count is all of a sudden insane. But just search Falcon Paladin on your podcast app, whether you're on Apple, whether you're on Android or Windows, and you will find it. These lings cruising around trying to see, are there any bases we can maybe snipe? This is so many mutalisks, you guys. This is like all of the mutas. All right, here we go. This is Abject Chaos. I'm hearing Hydras die. I'm also hearing Mutalisks die, and S2 does not like what he sees. Doesn't like how it's going and retreats from the position entirely. I assume he was waiting for +1 armor, and yes, he was, because it's complete. Left side base coming up here for S2. Zergling does scout it. Pretty sure he saw that one. Yeah, man, it is just mutas. Now, the reason that Gambler here is going for Hydras is because you can't really catch up in muta count. All you can really do is try to go for Hydralisk, try to get good upgrades. Honestly, the longer this game goes on, the more I feel like a Defiler mound would be an incredible choice. Stupidly credible choice going for Plague, right? You plague the mutas as they're all stacked up, and then you just go and you kind of win because Mutalisks have no answer to being plagued. They regenerate health, yes, but slowly. He has so many Mutalisks. It's 100 to 85 supply. This might be the most total combined supply I've seen in a ZVZ ever. It's what this game is. That's why it's a GOSU game, I think. It's just because you never see this much of anything in ZVZ. At all. He's working on a Queen's Nest. He's working on Flyer Carapace level 2. The Hydras are here. The Hydras do have 1/1, which makes them pretty darn scary. The Spores, again, fantastic anti-air. But as the upgrades for the Muta start to get higher, it doesn't really matter as much. He's stacking pretty well. He's stacking all right here. Ooh, there's a Queen. Ensnare would be awesome, too. Ensnare would be so good against these Mutalisks. But, I mean, look at it. Look at this. We're looking at a 4-basing S2 versus a 3-basing Gambler. He's getting mined out of his main base to some extent, I gotta say. Although, you know what? He's never really had many workers here, so he's doing... It'll be some time before he's out of resources in that main base. Did something kill the Sunken? Wasn't there... Oh, no, it's right here. It's underneath the Mutalisk. Hey there! Welcome back. Welcome back, Sunken. There's the Ensnare. Okay, all right. So the Mutalisks can't run away very well when they're ensnared. Their attack speed is also lowered when they're ensnared. Hydras sneaking across the entire map on a mission to murder this 9 o'clock base of S2s. These drones walk into their des. This is so many Hydras all of a sudden from Gambler. And he's got lurker support. The Mutas did not get plagued. They just got ensnared. That's a dead base. That's what that is. These are +2 Hydras, man. So all the Hydras are dead, but the top left-hand base is in trouble too. Gambler is making stuff happen right now. He's got lurkers in the mix. Sure, the lurkers are detected because there's an Overlord here. And in fact, should be able to save this base just with Sunken support and the sheer number of Mutalisks that live here right now. And by that I mean there are a bajillion. And that Queen's probably dead too. Nice Ensnare though. that's the sound they make. And replanting the base is S2. Yeah, he's floating about 1,300 minerals. So, I mean, he could definitely expand here. Right there, perhaps. Right here, perhaps. I think he's just so worried about the fact there is a base right on his front door. Because there is. There's a base right on his front door. Hero Zergling trying to kill the 9 o'clock by himself. That's not going to happen. Ooh, Defiler round. Okay. Okay. So Gambler is getting a Defiler round here at the 20-minute mark. I'm telling you, he needs to go for Plague more than anything else. You know what'd be awesome, too, is Dark Swarm. Dark Swarm would actually wreck everything that Gambler's trying to do today. Gambler would be like, hey, how you doing? You got mutas? They can't do anything to anything under Dark Swarm. Oh, that would be stupidly good. So he's getting consumed first. That's the first thing you want to get on the Defiler mount. Absolutely, because that allows your Defilers to have pretty much infinite energy as long as you have any units around him, which, as you're a Zerg player, you probably do. Doing some atmospheric Zerg music here. What else are we going to expect in a ZVZ that's reached the 21-minute mark? S2's also going for a hive. Expanding again here is S2. He's going to be on 5 bases to the 3 of Gamblers. And oh, it is Plague. Okay, so Plague is being researched right now. My goodness, a Plague could turn the tides in this game instantly. Instantly. Yeah, I kind of feel like S2 at this stage really should just be expanding a couple more times. Oh, Hydra Lurker Queen Defiler is kind of incredible from Gambler right now. Super late game ZVZ, you guys. That's what we're looking at right now. Insanely late game ZVZ, and we're only at 20 minutes. We are not anywhere near from being complete here. So this is what I hoped for. I hoped for a truly macro ZVZ with 2 disparate strategies as we're getting here. It's 182 to 111 supply. S2 is up immensely, but the Dark Swarm, as always, is the great equalizer. You're going to swarm here? Oh my gosh. Did he just Plague? He just Plagued down here, and he Plagued there too! Oh! And the Dark Swarm on top of it! And the Dark Swarm on top. The ensnared mutas are running for their lives. They're not ensnared and plagued. Thank goodness for those particular Mutalisks. But what an engagement. And, you know, when else can you be up 80 total supply against your enemy's army and still manage to hold it off? Well, if you have spellcasters. That's exactly how you do it, is if you have the spells. Ensnare, Plague, Dark Swarm. That's your play here. I kind of love this from Gambler. It's like he's done this before. I mean, he's mined out S2's natural base, which is hilarious. And also, I think what Gambler needs to do is wipe out a base, right? He still hasn't been able to take a 4th at all at this stage of the game. He's been too afraid. Nice tack on that queen, though. Again, a lot of these mutas are very injured. That blue is not a good color that you want to see on your mutaflock if you're a Zerg player. He's trying to get some Sunkens up to try to defend against this, because he knows Dark Swarm is going to be in here, and he can't really do much about it. I think this 9 o'clock base is just straight up going to die right now. S2's going for Adrenal Glands. He's going for Plague himself. So Plague on... Oh, man. All right. Dark Swarm is up. And Ultralisk Cavern is up, too, actually, which is hilarious. Yeah, you can't. You can't do anything about this Dark Swarm. I mean, ideally, you could come in here with ultras maybe, or like zerglings, but there are lurkers on the ground. It is ultras. So ultras on the way, not a bad answer to this Dark Swarm. This 9 o'clock base is toast. Is toast with marmalade jam. Alright, so the mutas are here, some lings are here. There are 5 ultralisks in production, and I think some of them are in these eggs that are not going to hatch. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Not going to hatch. Retaking a base in the southern section of the map now is S2 at that spawning location that I told you was here. And yeah, this bottom left-hand base-ish is also toast. So the ultra pops out, but he's extremely outnumbered, and I think maybe he got a 1 shot off before he died. Maybe 1 hit. But man, Gambler making stuff happen right now, and in a great way. Mutalisks do manage to get in to Gambler's, not his second base, but it's definitely his natural base, and get some damage done. There are also some lings in here causing problems for that drone count. And Gambler is in a tough way right now. Are we just base racing? Is that what this is? Does he have detection? Are these lurkers entirely invisible? Why didn't you bring any overlords? You know your opponent has lurkers. Okay, that's brutal. So the hatch is down. A lot of lings died to lurkers, which is a problem. Gambler says, I don't care about that base. I don't care, that's my last source of income. I have no income here and no income here. But here's my stuff. So top left, it's going to be the Dark Swarm. That is the game changer here. And where is it? There's one. And the Defiler inside the Dark Swarm is not safe from Zerglings or Ultralisks. But the Dark Swarm is up anyway. The Hydras are useless. This is effectively... Wait, what's hitting this Ultra? There must have been Gambler Lings in there, because I don't know what was hitting that Ultralisk. It wasn't Hydras. Nice Plague again. It's almost... Okay, so the Queen dies. Okay, don't... Why are you engaging? There's Dark Swarm. Ling drop inside the main base of Gambler. He does have adrenal glands, but no other upgrades for his lings or his ultralisks. He's making 6 ultras at a time. Since when do we get ultralisks in a ZVZ, you might ask? Well, today, actually. The answer is today. So there are... Oh, sniping the Defiler mound with adrenal, not bad. Not a bad idea. Support it. Man, adrenal helps so much. Top left base is getting held pretty effectively, kind of. Wow! Woo! That is the fastest I've seen Mutalisks die in a ZVZ ever. Okay, attack stuff. Jeez. I mean, these are 2-2 Hydras. They are no joke. The Ultras need to stop popping out of bases where there's a million Hydralisks. They need some time to kind of figure stuff out. The Queen's Nest dies for Gambler, too. He did manage to sneak down this bottom right side and take a base, though. And the southern base is working for S2 at the same time. Zerglings are trying to kill stuff without engaging with that Sunken. And I mean, S2 has enough resources to make a bunch more Zerglings. Ow. As those ones are now completely dead. Obviously. These drones might actually lead the Hydras back to where their base is. Don't do that. Okay, so it's fine. Ultralisks are popping out thanks to the Nidus Canal. And these Hydras are also dead. They are too slow. Everything is too slow compared to Zerglings, though. Actually, Vultures are faster, right? We talked about that. Vultures are faster than Lings with speed. Not many ground units are, though. Should move some of these drones. Definitely should move some of these drones down to this base. Saturating it would be really good right now. 29 to 16 workers. So 1 base economy here for Gambler. He lost it as a Defiler round. He lost his Queen's Nest. All he can make here are Lings and Hydras. Which is not terrible. Alright, so... Oh, that Defiler. Throw down a Plague. Look at him moving the extra Ultralisk out. He doesn't want to get both of them plagued. One plagued Ultra is enough, thank you. And the Defiler knows he's toast. Too slow. Too slow for a caster, that's for sure. Actually, probably appropriately speeded for a caster if you had to ask me. Yeah, man, these drones need to go somewhere, and they are getting picked up by the Overlords, who don't have speed, by the way. It's working on Pneumatized Carapace here at the 30-minute mark. Soldier comes in. He's been plagued. He might be able to kill this Lurker if he decides to stay above ground like this, but nah, he burrows in and is fairly well protected. If you're going to kill, you can kill this. Just bring detection. That's all you need right now is the detection. Is he done with Mutalisks? I think also maybe going Mutalisks here now that the Plague is gone, now that the Dark Swarm is gone, now that the Queens are gone would not be a bad idea. Tell me you're not transporting... He is transporting drones down this way. He just unloaded a ton of links. This main base for Gambler might actually be dead. It could, well, actually be toast. There's one sunken to defend it. There's a bajillion Zerglings. They have no upgrades except for Adrenal, but sometimes that's all you need. Alright, so at the very least, the spawning pool is dead. And honestly, getting the Hydralisk Den would be incredible if they could get that. And the answer is... some Lings got distracted. But they bought enough time for everyone else to get it. So the Hydralisk Den is done. So Gambler cannot make attacking units right now. Did he get some Lurkers in here? He got some Lurker drops in here. Did he pick it up? Oh, he picked him up. Because you don't have any Mutas left. Because all your Mutas died. That's hilarious. Oh, where's your detection? Bring... For the love of all that is holy. Oh, made some Scourge. And Lurker down. Okay, fair, fair. Alright, so the drones are out. They're going to come saturate the space. I think S2 wins this game. I really don't see a way for Gambler to win it at this point. Gambler has to rebuild all of his tech. He's rebuilding his spawning pool. I mean, he kept his hive, which is nice. So he could just go right up to building, you know, whatever he wants. A Defiler Mound, an Ultralisk Cavern at this point. Lings run into their des because they're idiots. Nice ensnare. I don't even know where that queen is. Where do you have a queen still? Obviously, oh, it's just right here in the middle of the screen, just hanging out. I forgot, there's no anti-air at all with S2's army. This Overlord came in for detection purposes and the rest of the army didn't come out. Oh my gosh, you got a plague off. Where have these Defilers been hiding? Holy crap, Gambler. Dude, he kept the Defilers alive too. He plagued his own queen, which is unfortunate. That Overlord is alive because it does have +2 Carapace, which makes it pretty tanky against these here spores. So it gives them a total 0. So 0 starting armor on the Overlords, which makes sense. I mean, this is it, right? You just come in here, you wipe out this base, you stop Gambler's entire economy. He has nothing left. But he is worried about more Plague. Worried about Dark Swarm, too. Which is understandable, because there are still Defilers in this army for Gambler. He's retaking his own natural. S2 has a bunch of Plagued Ultras here that you can kill by just, like, whispering at them. But S2's going to re-expand over here to this base that he really didn't have for much time. I like that he's just trying to stay up economically. It's how you can win this game. That sort of thing. Lurker drops are moving out, though. Some Lings coming in to try to handle it. And it's a great place to unload. That's out of range of that Sunken. So what you want to be doing. Thinking about it. This one too. Thinking about it. But too many Lings are present, and I really think S2 has this thing taken care of. Finally getting +1 melee upgrades. That poor Overlord. There's no way it can hope to outrun the Scourge. That's for sure. Ooh, he's got his own Defilers. Okay. That is good. That is good that S2 has his own Defilers. He's working on Consume right now. Okay, so he's even the playing field right now. These, I mean, this is the Queen that Gambler has. These are the Defilers that Gambler has. These are the Hydralisks that Gambler has. Unless, nope, he's got a new Hydralisk then, never mind. So he can build more Hydras, and that's it. Hydras and Lurkers. And Zerglings. That's the tech that he can build. Again, he still has existing units for that. If Gambler wins this, I will just be astounded. I don't even know what I'm looking at, honestly. Yeah, it's 136 to 83 total supply for S2. I mean, come on. There's no way. That Lurker gets picked off. I don't even know by what. Probably Zerglings if I had to guess. Okay, Gambler says I can't just sit back here. I can't sit back here and just wait to die. It's not going to happen. I know I'm down economically. I know it's a bad place to be. Let's go ahead and try to make something happen in S2's main base, which he is defending exceptionally well, as he has a whole bunch of really fresh Ultralisks with 3 armor and +1 attack, although he's sending some of them away. I bet he wishes he hadn't done that as soon as he sees this coming up. You spin me right around, baby, right around like an Ultra baby. Alright, so here we go. Big Ling Ultra drop right here. That Ultra dies. The Lings are on top of it. The Lurkers can't hold. The armor on the Ultras is helping immensely right now. Extra Lings and extra Ultras popping out, and Gambler, his gamble did not pay off this time, coming into the main base. Largely gets his army wiped out. It's 143 to 90 total supply. Again, he's mining from this base, so I mean, he's 2 base in it. S2 is 3 base in it with 41 drones. A lot of workers have died today. And a bottom left base being taken up here too. That Consume animation is so slow. Have you noticed how slow it is? It always feels laggy. Defiler just wanders up, plagues everything, and then tries to waddle away. I mean, maybe get inside an Overlord and try to hang, like, come this way? Probably could have kept him alive, or maybe get Burrow. I don't know. Burrow probably wouldn't have helped because, you know, there are Overlords here. Queen dancing around. Trying to scout around a bit. $175 to $110 supply. I mean, the funny thing is, I think a Mass Hydra or a Mutalisk play would actually do pretty awesome here. I guess you do have to worry about both of the Defilers. I get that. But yeah, Gambler says it's time to move out. And we're looking at a 4 base economy right now for S2, and I'm on 1.5, where 1 is about to die very soon. Zerglings are not going to fare well here. They need to be with their friendly Ultralisks or Lurkers or something. How much of this stuff is plagued? bunch of it is plague, not all of it. Pretty good numbers. God, those lurker spines. Another fantastic plague down. Plague, ooh, for sure. Gets another plague off. Are the lurkers plagues? Some of them are. Maybe. Maybe not. It's going to be Lurker versus Ultra. Here, super, super late game ZVZ. Lings running into their absolute deaths right there. What was that? And then a Dark Swarm comes up because, sure? Oh, this is a throw. I feel like this is a throw from S2. He was up big time. He is now really getting wrecked by these lurkers. S2. S2 doesn't know what to do about this. He doesn't know what to do about the Ling, Hydra, Lurker, Queen stuff. He's trying to go Ling Ultra, but the Lurkers are too good. The Lurkers with +3 attack are simply too good. I mean, Lurker Splash is not entirely negated by the Dark Swarm. Another Dark Swarm right here would be good, but look at how much splash there is. It doesn't even matter. Holy crap. Has Gambler won this game? I think he has. He's up 127 to 106 supply. This base is toast. In the production tab are a couple more Ultralisks, but that is not the answer here today. This is bananas. This game is crazy. It's definitely earned the GOSU tag, as we knew that it would. I kind of feel like S2 through this game, he had a large army. But once there were like 15 lurkers out, he just needed to go Mutalisks at that point. Just a mass Muta play showing up, dealing with the Hydralisks, sniping off the Defilers as you can. It would be a bit of a hit and miss scenario. But I think he could have done it. The main base for Gambler is going down. I'm not sure how much it matters. And then he unloads about 18 Ultras on top of this natural for Gambler. So, okay, are we ZVZ base racing right now? What is happening? I think we kind of are. So you wipe this out, and then you pick up, and you go south, and you take this base out if you can. That is definitely a lot of lurkers, though. Why are some of these Lings not attacking anything? They're not getting that drone either. Guys, okay, look how fast this Ultra dies. Blah, he says. I don't know. Is S2 out of it? I'm going to go with a no. I'm going to go with S2 is not out of it today. But it sure doesn't seem like he can engage directly with Gambler's army without losing everything. So he's just running. Just run. It's a lot of dead overlords, though, for S2. He's not supply blocked. Why should he worry about it? All right. So Gambler is down to long-distance mining. He could throw down another hatch. He has the resources to do so, but his attention seems to be otherwhere right now. Elsewhere right now. I speak English. I was raised speaking English for sure. So a couple moderately free lurkers here. Not entirely free, but not bad either. Another attempted base for Gambler gets knocked down. This is crazy. This is a crazy game. I thought S2 was out of it. It doesn't seem like he's out of it. Not entirely, anyway. Oh, look what he did. Look what he did. What the? How is this up? Oh, this was saved. Okay. All right. I hear you. Getting a plague on those Hydras was humongous. Because these Hydras are keeping everything alive against the Mutalisks that are coming in. That plague was huge. Oh my gosh, that plague was huge. Okay. He's trying to split up against potential plagues, and he does dodge fairly well. The Hydras that are plagued are dead, but the Hydras that aren't plagued are super not dead right now. And they're going to take down this Mutalisk. And S2 is going to be down to 41 total supply. Yeah, the unplagued Hydras really saving the day with their 3-3 there. Just better upgrades overall, too. 3 Ultralisks. Handful of Lurkers. And that's it. S2 taps out. Gambler with a GG. And S2 has left the game. Wow. There's a world where that engagement goes better for S2, and he's able to wipe out all of the Hydras, and then the Lurkers are pretty much at his disposal, and that's your game. But dang, that was close. That was really close. I really, really like the strategy that Gambler used here to go super late game ZVZ with the Lurkers, Hydras, Defilers, couple Queens. Mutalisks have a hard time doing anything. Ultras and Lings obviously aren't going to do anything. Hydras aren't going to do much. You pretty much need to counter it with your own strategy. So, yeah, man. Never went Mutas in the ZVZ, and it certainly did not matter today. Incredible. This all started with a proxy hatch contained from Gambler. And I was like, okay, well, if this doesn't work, I'm not sure how good he's going to do in the rest of, the mid-game and the late game, but he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing today. He had nothing either. I guess maybe I keep forgetting about this one base that he had because in my memory that hatchery died, but it did not die. It's still here. He's still mining. So he has an income, and S2 effectively does not. What great plays. Just great plays there from Gambler to get that win. Definitely earned the GOSU title. End of the day, 290,000 points for Gambler, 282,000 for S2. Produced way more units than S2 and lost way more as well. That is the way you lose the game with those kind of numbers. And then, yeah, S2 out-gas mined, out-mineral mined, and out-total spent a lot compared here to Gambler. But Gambler used the spellcasters more effectively and won the game. Spellcasters. It's what's for dinner. Oh, what a match! That was insane. That was insane. What a fantastic ZVZ. I hope you enjoyed it, because that's going to be it for me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. And you take care of yourself.